Welcome, everyone. We're going to wait maybe one more minute so people can get over here and talk with Miss Ophelia Johnson.
Should do a poll. How many people guessed it from the beginning?
Right. That would be interesting. That would be. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Okay, Ophelia, let's just go into it.
Yeah,
Ingrid Schunder asks, what is your greatest takeaway from the experience?
great question. Twofold. I would say the first was I discovered my purpose. I recognized that what I really enjoyed doing in life, what fulfilled me, that one thing I would do for free, that one thing that, kind of probably bothered me more than it bothered others was helping others sort out and solve a problem unique to them. And then creating those avenues, creating those pathways, and connecting those dots for them. And so throughout all of it, the most fun part was getting to talk to folks from different countries who said, hey, I have this problem. I have this idea. I don't know how to either voice it. Can I use your podcast platform? Or maybe your podcast platform isn't right for me. How can I still solve my problem? Right. And I started working with them through other avenues outside of podcasting. And so I stepped back and said, you know what? I connect the dots for folks. That's my gift. I understand how things work and I can use that to solve problems and it fulfills me. So I took that and kind of transformed now my next steps in life. So what started as one thing really blossomed into something completely different, which was unexpected. But that was the best takeaway. I did say twofold. The second was learning how to remove myself out of the equation and focus in on the audience. And another shout out to Craig because he taught me this. Really identify who's your audience and what their needs are. Your needs are really irrelevant. Focus on what their needs are, what problem they have, what are they trying to achieve, and center your offering or your approach or your solution around them, not you. That was another big lesson for me. So great question, Ingrid.
I love that. Thank you for that answer. I wonder how hard that was for you because when we're interacting with people, our focus is usually on ourselves and what message we're trying to convey and making sure that they get what we're saying and making sure that what I have comes out. How hard was that to really try to focus on the audience and what were some techniques you used to do that?
Great question. And it's funny, this kind of answers Craig's question too. I see that says, what were some of the challenges you faced along the way? It was just that. I started out giving my pitch and conveying what I wanted to convey, and it was falling flat. No one cared. No one was listening. And I wasn't getting anywhere. There were no results from that approach. So then I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. I can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Let me try something different. And I noticed one day I was speaking with one of our executive directors at the time, and I just sat there and listened. And he just started kind of sharing his problems. And I was like, oh, I have a solution to fix that problem. And pinpointing on what in his story connects with my offering or my purpose or my initiative as opposed to the other way around. So that approach really helped me stop banging my head against the wall and losing people when I was centering myself. So good questions.
What can a podcast platform offer employees? Great question. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
really good one. Um, it's funny that Craig is asking this because he taught me everything I knew about podcasting as a master storyteller himself. Um, I saw podcasting offer employees two things. One, obviously a platform for them to share their ideas, voice their stories, and really get some high level recognition, right? We had everyone from an entry level employee to the CEO and everything in between um, engaging in these podcasts. So it offers that creative freedom to have an outlet to really share your ideas. But I also think it offers a pathway to be highly intentional in pursuing whatever their pursuit was, right? For example, we had one podcast channel lead who was over digital marketing in Denmark. And he really explored some new, I'll say, business strategies and uncovered some new business strategies through his podcast platform that led to a new job opportunity for him. And no doubt it was highly intentional. So he was able to use it in a more focused way, but overall offering this platform for employees to voice their ideas and be heard by senior leadership, especially because often there's a disconnect, right? When you're viewing things at different levels or different vantage points, it doesn't always gel. So we offer this platform not only as a great tool for employees, but also as a great tool for senior leadership to stay connected with the culture of their organization and have a pulse on what's going on. Great question there.
You said that once you see what you're capable of, you cannot unsee it. Once you realize your power, what did you do next? Currently.
Great question, Greg. Craig and I are really close. He's an amazing friend. So he knows this story very well. I started an organization actually outside of my day job to continue doing what I discovered my purpose was as a result of building this podcast platform. And so now you can say entrepreneurship is in my future, and being able to expand and broaden the communities I get to impact now has been so exciting, because now it's not daunting. It's like I've done it. I know what I need to do. I know the steps. I know the pitfalls. Now let's go do this in a broader way and try to impact more communities. So I'm building that out now. It's a business called EFI that's, hopefully will help others also recognize and identify their purpose in life.
It sounds like to me you've really taken the second main point of your talk, the what, and applied it to not just this, but to other things in your life. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And is that, to me, that sounds a little scary, but is that scary to you, or is it something that you just embraced and you're moving forward with?
It can be, and it was scary, but to the exact point Craig made, right? I had to remind myself of what I already did and go back through all those 3 steps again, right? Give myself permission, remind myself that I already did it, so I know it's possible, to eliminate that fear so that I could go out on my own and figure out how to start a business and how to engage other businesses. It's obviously an ongoing process. You're going to have challenges along the way. But it's so exciting. I actually was just speaking with a client yesterday and hearing his excitement, and now he's moving forward, and his passion, is so fulfilling. It is so fulfilling. So yeah, I encourage anyone who's, maybe you're in your day job and you're trying to figure out what's next in your life. Try a lot of different things, even within a company you're working in, and see what feels fulfilling to the point where you would do that thing for free because it's that fulfilling. That's probably getting you closer to what your purpose is in life. And if you ever have that fear in the back of your mind of, okay, what next? Do I go out on my own? Maybe you don't. Maybe you stay within that company and you grow and expand. If it gets scary, just remind yourself you've already done it. So you can't unsee that. Right? You've already accomplished it, so it'll forever be possible. So hopefully that helps others considering whether that's a change in career path or just whatever your next steps are.
I love that, because I do think you're inspiring other people. I think your story is, but I think that you're actively inspiring other people. I remember something that you said from the video, which was perfection is not necessary. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I think we often get kind of caught up in wanting something to be perfect. Can you talk a little bit?
Yes. Oh, and I'm the worst of them. I'm an engineer by training, and so I can become highly analytical and get in my head a lot, and paralysis by analysis, definitely kicks in. I had 2 amazing human beings come into my life, Anu Thaper and Terrell Ryan, who became my accountability partners last year. And they ingrained in me, why are you trying to be perfect? Why are you trying to do everything to this level that you have in your head that it needs to be completed at? Be consistent. That's it. Be 1% better every single day, and you'll be fine. You'll succeed. You'll meet your goals. It's all about consistency, right? Whether that's anyone else like me trying to work out more consistently, right? It's not about the 3 hour workout you can do. It's about, can you do 30 minutes every single day? So taking that approach into everything I'm doing now personally has been my biggest challenge. I'm getting a lot better. But that saying, consistency over perfection, another T-shirt that I should probably create per Lisa's recommendation. Consistency over perfection has been so helpful for me in getting out of my own head so that I can progress and move forward instead of staying stuck in analyzing all the time.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the comments here from Erwin and Jesse about the consistency over perfection. Janet, Ingrid, thank you. I think that really hit a nerve. Yes, you need to make that shirt, and I want one. Put me down first. I want
I
one.
got you. I got you.
Um, I wanted to ask you, it sounds like you're so many things right now, but you're really this person who is able to connect people, not just people to people, but people to their ideals and to their dreams and to the things that, was that something that is a skill that was unearthed, or is that something that you kind of always saw in yourself, even before your experience that you talked about today on your video?
Freddie, I love that question. That was absolutely unearthed. I could not, and Janet, I don't know if you can relate to this too, but as an engineer, I was a biomedical engineer as well, which is a very broad, I felt like the jack of all trades. And that bothered me for a very long time. I wanted to specialize, but I couldn't figure out one thing to specialize in. I'm like, I like this and I like that and I like this too. And I'm good at this, but I'm a little good at that too. And it felt like I was going in circles, trying to hone in on what do I do well? What is my one thing, my niche, right? And I unearthed this kind of gift of being able to quickly understand how things work and connect the dots for people through this sort of, we call it Tealcast, through this podcast platform, and building that within this corporation. Because I realized, because I can quickly understand how things work, I can see the value in things that other people can't necessarily see. Because I can easily see how this person's gift plugs into here. I can see how Craig's amazing storytelling is needed over in this research division to help these scientists communicate this to the FDA or to transform some other part of the business. And others weren't able to see that initially. And I could be that connector in that way. It took me a long time to get there. I'll be honest. But now that I have, oh man, now it's okay. Now, how do you leverage it to help and impact as many lives as possible? So I don't feel like this crazy all over the place person anymore. And this jack of all trades. I know my specialty. It's a little different, but there is a need, and I think it can add value, which led me to creating this company.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Would you just leave us with a couple of nuggets that we can take with us from what you said? And I know I'm already filled with a lot, but I just want to hear what you would say to someone who is really kind of struggling to find their way, and help them to find what you have found, which is wanting to do something even if you don't get paid for it, which says a lot. So if you would do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
It's okay to say yes to opportunity, even if you don't always know what you're doing or if you don't even know what may come of it. I never did podcasting before. When Craig said, hey, you want to do a podcast? Yeah, okay, sure. So just say yes in a very short and sweet way. Say yes, because at a minimum, you'll identify what you don't like, which is still good because you can filter out all the stuff you don't like, which gets you closer to what you're called to do or where your gift lies. So say yes to opportunity. This is so important to me because it spans every part of your life. So I'm going to repeat it. Consistency over perfection. Just keep building. You'll hear a lot of people tell you Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every single day. So be intentional with the bricks you're laying every single day. Build those habits. I will plug the book Atomic Habits because that also helped me a lot. But intentionality, consistency, and give yourself permission because you can do it. Just give yourself permission to do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been so good, but too short. And I know people will be reaching out to you, Ophelia. I know you're on LinkedIn. I reached out to you myself. So thank you so much for this. This has been really good. And I just appreciate your journey and looking forward to hearing more about what happens with you. So thank you so much for sharing what you have today. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Freddie. Thank you for moderating. Thank you all for joining.